Gosh, I think as I stood back there and I've seen everybody fill in a new venue and everything, I wasn't nervous at all. And now that I come stand up here, I'm like, oh my goodness, I am kind of nervous standing in front of everybody. This is the largest DAC days that we have ever had. So I just want to say thank you guys to start the day off. We are thrilled to have each and every one of you guys here. Last night, a lot of you made it out to our facility at the warehouse, and it was tremendous. So we are extremely excited. First thing I want to do is go over a couple house notes. Everybody got a dealer packet. If you are a dealer, if you are a retail customer that came with your dealer, they got that. There are price sheets in there, multiple order forms. So we're doing something a little different this year. We've always done, come to DAC days, place your order that day, and get the sale price. But what that has done to us at DAC is pulled from our team and allowed us to not be a team as one and focus and be able to enjoy the day. And so this year at DAC days, each and every one of you has registered. You know the amount of people that you brought with you. You will be reimbursed your ticket price when you place your order. You have to have your order to your territory manager by Sunday night. If you have any questions on that, please see your territory manager at the first break. They will go through any questions you might have on your order. We want all of you to enjoy the day. If you want to turn in your order to your territory manager today during the day, great. If you would like to know your total, pick up your order, pay for your order, we have closed the office totally today, which we've never done. We've always had somebody back there, our guys in the back, working back there. So we're closed totally. I wanted our whole team to be here today. So at 5 o'clock, as soon as this is over, and if we are a touch early, whatever that might be, everybody will head back there. They will place orders like normal. You can get your total. You can come hang out. We encourage everybody to come back, hang out this evening. We will all be there. Our staff will be there. But you can place your order. You can pay for your order. Do whatever you would like to do on that, but don't feel today that you have to worry about getting your order in. We want you to enjoy the day, be here with us, mingle with others, mingle with your territory manager, anybody on the DAC team, pick their brain all day and enjoy it. So other thing is please silence your cell phones. I know that somebody's will go off. I know yesterday we were in team meetings and I had my business coach come in who will be here this afternoon and my own phone went off. So I made sure mine is on silent today. Restrooms are right out the door to the right. I'm sure most of you have found that. We still have a lot of the breakfast, the drinks and stuff will be all over here. When we do lunch today, we'll go over that again later, but we will have our buffets outside these doors. 2 lines will be going through with this large of a group. We feel that it'll be a lot more smooth out there in that direction. On your packets, we're doing breakout sessions, and on your packets, you will have what group you are in, or what room you're in, I'm sorry. And we have 2 rooms that are gonna be upstairs. If you can't do the stairs, there's elevators right out front here. You can run the elevators up, but on your packet, we'll have your room you're in. And you guys, once you go to that room, you'll stay there, and our speakers will rotate, so we're not making all of you guys get up and rotate around. We have some great speakers lined up for us today. And we're really excited. And I want to start by thanking the people that make this go around. First off, my Aunt Tina. We couldn't do DAC days without her. We got to come to a new venue, which we were very nervous about. She has been at the office putting in long days, making sure that everything is done down to our catalogs, our brochures, our pricing, the folders that all of you have gotten. Her husband, my Uncle Rob, he actually took off work yesterday and today to come down and be with her, help her do it. And so I thank them so much. Our partners that we are combined with, Kemen, Jeremy, Michael, and Jenny, I thank you guys very much. You guys will get to hear Jenny speak in a little bit. Todd Salzer at Nil Odor, who does our hair care line for us. Todd, as a big part, helps us a lot. Actually, I have something up here we will talk about in a little while. Tim Snap at American Solutions. Your guys' folders, catalogs, brochures, any promotional wear that we have out on tables, Tim has his hands in and helps us, so we thank him very much. Kalmbach Feeds, a lot of you know Kalmbach manufactures us, does about 90% of our manufacturing, and they do a phenomenal job. We're fortunate to have Sarah Ranker come and be a part today. There is a tribute booth out there. A lot of you guys might already feed a tribute grain. Any Kalmbach questions, facility questions, tribute, by all means, take advantage of that. We thank them very, very much. They are the reason that all of you are able to come today and get your money back on your order and not have to pay for a ticket. So we thank Kalmbach. Let's give Kalmbach a round of applause on that, please. Next, we'll go to Clint and the production team. They worked with us now for many years, and they put on the screens, the mic, all of the technology side of things. Phenomenal job. We can't thank them enough. And Performance Horse Nutrition, Dr. Dern and Dr. Cubitt. It's always a good year when we get to have both of them in-house. About a month ago, I had said to Tanya that Steve was coming. She goes, "Are you sure Steve's coming?" And I said, "Well, I think so." And I don't know if one of us dropped the ball a little bit. So I'm fortunate to get Dr. Dern to come and be here with us with the new products we are releasing. We are very excited on that. So I'm fortunate to have Performance Horse Nutrition. They do everything for us. Last night, Tanya and I were in my office going over some things to make sure that we're right up to snuff on everything that we do, from our labels to abide by NASC, our brandature, in our catalog, anything along those lines. I know Michael at Kemin, Dr. Cubitt and I and Michael work a lot together. The GI Pro 3, if you guys don't know, that is manufactured at Kemin. They take care of that for us, and then it goes into Kalmbach to get mixed into our products. So if you weren't exactly sure what Kemin does, that is a big, big part of it, and we really appreciate Kemin and Performance Horse Nutrition. And then next, I want to thank my mom and dad. I wouldn't be able to be up here without them. I thought as a kid growing up I was probably going to be a horse trainer. Thank God I'm not a horse trainer, because I don't know what I would do if I was doing that. I'm so fortunate that my father bought DAC 18 years ago and has allowed me to work in the warehouse, actually a delivery boy in the warehouse, to being in sales, and now become the general manager and get to stand up here and do this. I mean, to see this group of people, quickly I will touch on, my dad's goal all the time when we talked was 10 million in sales, 10 million in sales. Guess what? Randy never hit 10 million in sales. Last year, we hit 10 million in sales. So give a round of applause for that. That is awesome. But we're not done there, and that's what I was talking to Dennis at Romp and Play. We have strived, our team that we have surrounded ourselves with takes us to the next level. You guys take us to the next level. The 10 million is right here in this building. You guys are the reasons we have done that. And so I thank my mom and dad very, very much for everything they have done. My sister is here today. Her husband will be coming. They're always on my back, on our team, to help us any way we possibly can. She took a day off from work, from her daily job, to come help us today and be part of it. So I can't thank them enough. And lastly, my wife. This last month has been hard. To say the least. It's been great, but it's been hard. We had a little baby boy a month and a couple days ago, and it happened. We joked about it. I was like, when we have a kid, we can't do it during DAC days. We can't do it during August, sale month. I can't do that. He comes a month before DAC days, right in our busiest time of the year. It has been great. My mother-in-law, my mom and dad have been able to take care of him, be there for us. But my wife alone has been beside my back. If many of you don't know, my father has had a little bit of heart trouble here in the past month since he came home to see our little boy and hasn't been able to go back to Florida. He got the green light yesterday to head back to Florida tomorrow. So it has been trying. The past 3 weeks have been tough. But the team that we have ourselves surrounded with, and my wife alone, when I come up to the house in the evening and I'm just sitting in the chair and I'm like, I don't know how much more I can take. It's just been like everything's piling up. And I think God puts us in those positions to really test ourselves and show who we have on our team and who's beside us. And my wife has definitely shown that she's on my team and beside me all the time. So I can't thank her enough. Hopefully, I think most of you will get to meet my baby boy. Will come out this afternoon. And I'm really excited about that. He won't remember it though, I'm sure. But with that being said, I'm going to get started here. I'm kind of quick here at the beginning. I don't know if I make the slides change with this by chance, guys. Just go to my first slide. First thing is, why are we here? Just like I said, 10 million. We're here to learn, better serve our customers. Our team comes in early to learn to better serve each and every one of you, and to celebrate you guys. That to me is one of the main reasons we're here. Each and every one of you have attended a DAC Days, obviously, done a meeting yourself at your own facility. We're doing regional DAC Days. I know a lot of you have been part of a regional DAC Days. Some of you have already done DAC meetings before this event here, have a lot of meetings scheduled. I know our territory managers are hard on the road after this. And so to celebrate each and every one of you guys is so important to us. And thank you for being here and to teach you, though, what we're doing going into 25. And the whole mindset of today is where minds meet and ideas take flight. And I think that is so important. Last night, short story, Andy Ellsworth, his flight got canceled out of Des Moines. And when he was looking, because of the snowstorm, and he was looking at flights, and he's like, the next flight I can get's $1,000, and it's not getting in until Thursday night at 9:30. And I told him, I'm like, I want to be honest with you, Andy, for that much money, and you're not even going to be here for Thursday, when I think Thursday night, when a lot of you were there and you saw the mingling and the conversations going on, that goes so far. That is where those minds are meeting. And today, after today, we hope that your minds that have met, your ideas can take flight. And going into my next slide is together. Us together, this group, out of our sales, with this group together, the DAC Days, the meetings, the group that is here, I ran a couple reports. Overall, a general percent is 87% ahead in sales because you guys are coming here and doing these meetings and learning and getting your minds together and your ideas take flight. It shows when you guys go back from these DAC Days every year, headed from 10 years ago, the percentages grow, each and every one of you. Homer just said to me back there, he goes, I never knew I would be selling that much DAC. A quick number, I joked with him, I said, Homer, you got 140 bags of DDA. You couldn't get 10 more so we can send 3 perfect skids? I said, that's a hard job for those guys to take 10 bags off. And who would have thought? You know, we talked to our staff earlier, and we would bring in DAC in pickup trucks, and it would last us for a couple weeks. We got 3 full semi-loads of product on Tuesday, and that'll be gone probably by this coming Tuesday because of you guys being here. And that is mind-blowing. And if you think about that, you feed it by the ounce. That is a fortunate product. We've never done it before. We did a full semi-load of DDA, came into our warehouse, and a full semi-load of orange. So that is phenomenal. And so together to see that number, to see that percent grow is just mind-boggling to me. But that's the reason we've hit the 10. And you know, my father has owned the business now for 18 years. And when he started, you know, we were 100,000 or so around there. And we went to 10 million. Well, what's the next 20 years look like? And I think we're in our minds are meeting here at that flight that there's no destination. We're going to keep going. And I put the destination at 20, 25, you know, where we don't know where it's going to go. But with this group here and our team that we have right now, there is no end in sight. And I'm so thrilled to say that. And so again, I want to thank you though so much for being here, being a part of it. If I could have anybody that's their first time at DAC Days, please stand up. Wow. That is awesome. Let's give them a round of applause, guys. Now, how many of you guys have been selling DAC for over 20 years? Stand up. Look at that. Pretty awesome. And round of applause. Right there, I think, shows, though, the people that have never been to a DAC Days, and this is the first one, their minds have came. You guys, 20 years, many DAC Days, I'm sure, over the years, many DAC meetings, working with territory managers. When our minds are going to meet here, they're going to say, how did you do that? I mean, Homer's 30, is that right? 30 years? I'm sure there's others in here that are right around there or more. DAC is 42 years old. So again, let's give everybody one more round of applause for being here today. If I could, I want to go through and introduce our staff. Could I have all the DAC staff please come forward? Territory managers come forward, and everybody else stand up in the back, please, for the DAC staff. One thing we're going to do a little bit different is We're going to introduce our staff, and then we're going to do our 2024 awards. We've always done 24 or year previous awards at the end of DAC days. And if our minds are meeting and our ideas are trying to take flight, I feel that plane will land at the end of DAC days if we go back and we finish on the year previous. We're going to finish on going forward, so we're going to start the year or the day off with doing awards of 24. So first one, I'm going to start over here. I'm going to go with Everett Troyer, territory manager. He works with his father in Ohio and West Virginia. Does a phenomenal job for us. Also handles the in-house sales for out west. So Everett, thank you very much. Next, we have Trapper Troyer, Everett's dad. Trapper called on my dad when he was as a territory manager when my dad was showing horses. I remember Trapper showing up in the old van, and he always brought candy for me, and it was the best thing ever. So Trapper is Ohio, West Virginia, been with us now for a long time. Phenomenal rep for us, so thank you very much, Trapper. Next one we go to here is Next one we go to is Dave Backman. Dave handles Indiana, Michigan, Kentucky for us. Doing a great job. You'll hear a little bit more about Dave here coming up when we go into awards. Next one we're going to go to is Katie McGrain. Katie handles our Northeast all the way up through. Katie, I never got to experience it, but my father did when he rode in your car and it was freezing cold and you didn't have heat and had a hole in the floor and all that. So Katie has came a long way, and we appreciate her very, very much. Then we go to Tiffany Schoaf. She gets to handle the fun, warm states. She handles the Carolinas down through Georgia, Florida, Mississippi, Tennessee, doing a great job. That was some of my territory when I was a territory manager. Tiffany is doing a great job for us, really getting involved in the thoroughbred market, and it is taken off like crazy for us. So thank you very much, Tiffany. We're actually going to skip over one. We're going to go to Doug Landon. Doug Landon handles Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Louisiana, and Arkansas. And he does a great job for us. His area is very tough, lives in the Pilot Point area, a lot of competition, and he's really started to see that, just focusing on ourselves and focusing on DAC sets us apart, and he's really seeing a big growth in his territory. And then lastly, we'll go to Baby Jesus. Andy Ellsworth. That's Doug's joke to Andy is the baby Jesus. So I don't even know where to start with Andy. Handles the Midwest, you could call it. Does a phenomenal job for us. Been our top sales rep now for many years running. I know that there's a couple of you guys down here in front, though, that are giving him a push. So I think it just fuels his fire, though. And I want to thank him so much. I got to go on a hunt with him last year, got to have a little fun outside of the work, and it's really allowed us to bond, and we have a great relationship. Anytime I have questions on things, I call and bounce them off of Andy before I make a drastic decision, and everybody looks at me like, what am I doing? So thank you very much, Andy. So let's give this group up here a round of applause, please. Then we'll go back there to the back. We'll start with my Aunt Tina. She's standing up there. I thanked her at the beginning. She handles DAC days for one, sends out sales reports to our sales staff. We're changing that a little bit this year to help them in the office. I call her too. She's kind of my rock when I'm like, hey, I need help on something, and she helps me a bunch. So my Aunt Tina, thank you very much for everything. We'll go to the warehouse guys. We have Ethan right there. Ethan, raise your hand. Ethan has been with us now for how many years? 5? 4, okay. And his parents own a family business just right up the road here. And he's actually leaving us in April to go work for the family business. And we're really going to be sad about that. He's been a great asset to our team. And we really appreciate you, Ethan, for everything you've done for us. I've got to see you grow a lot. When Ethan first started, I don't think he said 2 words in a day of work. And now some days I'm like, he gets into the sports and he starts talking about the Indians or the Cavaliers. And I'm like, Ethan, I got to go. I got a meeting I got to go to. So thank you very much, Ethan. Next, we got John Hisrick. He handles the day-to-day scheduling, helping Furman schedule freights, doing product, making sure inventory is correct, counts on inventory, getting freights out, getting small package shipping out, handles all of that. John's been with us 7 years now. I think we just came up with that the other day, which is crazy. It feels like yesterday. When I started in the warehouse out of high school, John and I started together out there, and we had a lot of fun. And I still remember it like it was yesterday. we could not get ourselves caught up on inventory, and they'd bring small packaging orders out, and we would look at it and be like, well, we got to go fill 25 oils to make this order go out. We got to fill 15 oils to make this order go out, and that does not work like that anymore. If we did that, you guys wouldn't see your freight for a month probably till it came through. John does a great job for us. We really appreciate him. Next is our plant manager, general manager in the warehouse department, Furman Yoder, right there in the middle. In August, Furman will be working for my dad for 30 years. That's mind-boggling to me. Furman, I say this every time I'm with him, I have 2 older brothers, and I didn't get to grow up with them, and Furman I would consider closer than my older brothers at times. I talk to Furman every single day, whether I'm in the office, out of the office. I trust him, Furman, obviously, if you were able to see last night, he has our warehouse, everything at the facility, top-notch looking, spotless, you can eat off the floor. But our oil system, we put in a new drain and we hose it all down and we keep it all clean, and we've had some trouble with the drain backing up. And on Wednesday, Furman goes back there and takes the drain covers off and realizes it's kind of like sludge in the drains. And I walked back there, I'm like, what are you doing? And he looked at me and he goes, I don't know what I'm doing. He goes, why am I starting this project right now? Well, by the end of the day, he had it all cleaned out and spotless, and he said, I had a great mentor. If we see something and we need it, it just gets done. And working for my dad for so long, that's how it was. If they needed to do something on the farm when it was down to the horses, they just got after it and got it done. So Furman, I thank you very much. We really appreciate you. Next we go is Glenna. Raise your hand there. Glenna works at the front desk at the office, so if you ever come in and place an order, she will be sitting right there. But she also places probably 85 to 90% of your guys' orders that go through, whether they're online on the website or a territory manager puts them in. So she gets to handle all that. I know we've just put in our new server. We've had to be entering them by hand for about the past year, and that has not been fun. So we're very excited for the new server and working on the website. So thank you very much, Glenna. Next, we have Lakin. Lakin is in college. I wish that I could convince Lakin to, after college, come work for DAC full time, but she doesn't want to be in the office. She wants to be out doing something else. But Lakin kind of does a little bit of everything. We got her learning it all. Helps with orders, helps entering bills. Some of you guys might have heard her on the phone. I had given her a challenge to any 10 people a week or 20 people a week, whatever the number was, to call and just ask, make sure you guys got your orders all right and everything was fine on what you ordered from DAC, and make sure that your territory manager was taking care of you. So some of you might have received a phone call from her. And then Deb Wallach. Deb is the office manager, handles everything in the office. A lot of you get to talk to her on the phone. I keep telling her I don't want her to answer the phone. I was like, you have so much going on. We got to get somebody else in here. I thought maybe it was going to be Lakin. But Deb does the day-to-day, handles the pay, handles the sending out checks, gets everybody, all these guys in line, gets me in line sometimes, the guys in the warehouse in line sometimes. So she kind of handles it all. So thank you very much. And then obviously my father's standing back there in the back. If any of you don't know him, that is Randy Jacobs, the owner. And then I actually have one of my best friends, Dakota. Dakota, stand up. Anytime that we have nitty-gritty work that needs done, Trapper and Everett, we're gone on vacation. I called Dakota. I'm like, hey, I need you to run some deliveries. He's like, all right, I'll do it. So he comes over and he does anything we need. So Dakota's a great friend of mine, helps out, comes out today to be here. I'm sure he'll get stuck doing some task that will challenge him too. But that is our DAC staff, and let's give everybody a round of applause, please. Again, thank you all. We're going to go ahead and stay up here. Territory manager, stay up here. We're going to go into awards right now so we can close out 24 and focus on 25. Everett was trying to sneak away there. First, we're going to go through our top 10 dealers, which this number is amazing. We see our top 10 dealers battle every single year. At the end of the year, we're sending out reports almost daily because our top 10 we all want to be part of that top 10. And our top 10 numbers have fluctuated. So we really appreciate all of these, but we're going to step through. And if you guys don't mind, when you get your trophy, if you put it in the center of your table there and keep those, we don't want you to forget them. First, we're going to go to 10th place is Aaron Yoder in Drakesville, Iowa. He's not here today, wasn't able to make it. Aaron has been a dealer for a long time, been a great dealer for us, one of Andy's first big dealers, you could call it. Done a phenomenal job for us, so we thank Aaron very much. Couldn't make it today, but he always is at DAC Days Midwest with Andy. Ninth place, Dan Hirschberger of Loyal, Wisconsin. He wasn't able to make it again. We joked about it. Andy does his DAC days in the Midwest, and I think it pulls from us a little bit. Those guys got an opportunity to stay out there. But again, does a phenomenal job for us. Been with us now for a long time and does a great, great job. Eighth place, Tammy Harms-Myers. Tammy, I could talk a book on from the experiences I've got to have. I actually sent Tammy Harms to Las Vegas last year to the NFR to host a booth for us, and it was phenomenal. She has been a great dealer for us, been a dealer for a long time. You guys have probably seen her truck and trailer, I think, is wrapped and looks better than ours does sometimes. I keep telling her I wanted to retire here sooner than later so she'll go work all these events for us throughout the United States. So let's give Tammy a round of applause on that. Number 7, Rompin Play Stables. Dennis, that is Dave Backman's out of Shipshewana, Indiana. Dennis has done a phenomenal job for us. I don't know where Dennis, come on up here. Dennis has been a dealer for a long time. Just telling me a story that he doesn't sell DAC. His results sell DAC, and I think that speaks volume right there for us. So thank you very much, Dennis. Number 6 is Willis Graber. Willis couldn't make it today. Willis was actually one of my dealers when I called on the Indiana area. Willis has been a dealer for a very, very long time. Was my top dealer in my territory when I took care of him. Does a great job for Dave. He's got a good relationship with Dave. Willis is a funny guy. He told me he wasn't coming, but there's a possibility we'll see Willis show up at some point. He's always everywhere. So Willis Graber, again, out of Odin, Indiana. Give him a round of applause. Number 5, Mullet's Harness Shop out of Middlefield, Ohio. I believe Joey's here. I remember as a kid, I always went up there. That was one of my favorite deliveries to go to because it was a full load. I felt like I had the best thing ever. I'd load the trailer full, Trapper would give me a delivery, and I'd go up to Mullet's Harness Shop. So Joey, if you'd come up, please. Joey's been a dealer for a very long time, been working with Trapper for a long time, and I know Everett has started to build a good relationship up there. We're getting ready to do a DAC Days, DAC Week, we're calling it, up in Middlefield, part of Joey and the dealers that he has surrounding him. So thank you very much, Joey. A round of applause for him. Number 4, Hillside Harness, another one that I got to deliver. These Ohio ones was a lot of fun for me. I got to deliver them all and do that. So if Hillside, come on up here and collect that. You guys have been a dealer for a long time, and what's cool about Hillside Harness is most of all their product is shipped out of their facility and goes across the United States into different areas. They have a very, very nice store. If any of you guys are able to stick around to go see Hillside's store, by all means, it's a great facility. They just added on, did everything underneath. I know it was years ago when I'd go out there and deliver, we didn't even have a forklift to unload it, and we'd unload every bit by hand. And I think the amount of product that he buys now, if we had to unload it all by hand, we would still be out there unloading it. So round of applause for Hillside Harness, please. Number 3, Nicole Varee out of Pennsylvania. Nicole, Katie sent me a picture the other day of the first booth you ever did to the booths that you're putting up now. Words can't even describe what that looks like. Nicole does events all over, did Equine Affair in Ohio for us, goes and sets up a booth almost every weekend, spends a lot of time on the road doing that. So been a great dealer, always fighting in the top 3 of DAC Day's top dealers. So thank you very much, Nicole. Number 2, Homer Slaybaugh out of Dalton, Wisconsin. Again, I kind of touched briefly on Homer there. 140 bags of DDA. They did a meeting last week, I believe it was, and had a record meeting that they've ever had. And he puts he always says it's Andy. Andy did it. I can't give Andy that much credit. We got to give Homer more credit than what he says. So I can't thank Homer enough. Been there DAC for 30 years, from fall of 94, he said. So thank you very much, Homer, for everything you do for us. And the top dealer in 24 was Yoder Blacksmith, Henry Yoder, out of Fredericksburg, Ohio, right here around the corner. If you would come on up, Henry. This is one of my favorites. I always loved to, when I was in high school, to be able to pull the gooseneck trailer. I thought that was a big shot. Got to drive the truck and trailer, and the only time I really ever got to do it was when Henry would put in his orders because there was multiple pallets of product to take out there. So Henry's been a dealer for a very long time. Yoder Blacksmith, they just did a big addition on their facility. Again, a facility that if you guys have the opportunity to go, I know some of you went there yesterday. Unbelievable. They do an open house out there that we try to get to, I try to go to, and it's mind-boggling the amount of, I joke, it's way more than horseshoes, but I saw the blacksmith, Vernon Yoder, who's here, come to our place and bring horseshoes, and I saw the amount he would go through, let alone the amount that they go through out there in their facilities. Unbelievable. So thank you guys very, very much again, being a top dealer. Next, we're going to go to our top distributors. I believe those are right over here. Our top distributor is Animal Health International, and I think this is something I want to touch on, and a lot of people don't. Animal Health kind of threw up a nerve to a lot of people, and they thought, oh, they're going to take our business. Talking to Andy on it, talking to our territory managers on it, what we've seen from Animal Health is they get it onto Chewy or onto Amazon, and what happens is they end up, those customers buy a 5-pounder of DAC, and then they're like, man, that DAC really worked. They go on our website, and then they build a relationship with them through one of our team members. And so we have a great relationship through Animal Health, and being able to get long-term customers out of a quick sale that we never thought would have turned into something. So we thank Animal Health. Nobody was able to make it from them, but Animal Health International out of Colorado does a phenomenal job for us. Next, runner-up of our distributor. I know Kevin is here from RJ Matthews, I believe, somewhere, right over here. I had the opportunity to meet Kevin, go up and meet Dan. Yeah, we can take that. A couple years ago, work with them. Same thing, they have done a phenomenal job. They touch an area for us that we don't have people that are able to put boots on the ground. They have locations all across the United States, really east of the Mississippi, and they're constantly touching a group of people that we just don't have the boots on the ground to touch, and we've seen that grow year after year after year. Kevin said to me, I got some ideas, some numbers to talk about here, maybe today even, and they're always working on something we can do better to help ourselves, and we see so much growth with them. So thank you to RJ Matthews very much. In third place is LV Strock. Round of applause for him. Third place in our distributors is LV Strock. Obviously, most of you know Ruben, his father, my dad dealt with a lot. I never had the opportunity to do so. I've got to deal with LV, got to go out and do meetings. Dr. Duran last year, Dr. Cubitt this year. His wife makes the best iced coffee though, guys. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. That's kind of, I always joke, I'm looking forward. When I get there, the first thing I pull in is I say, you got a gallon of that iced coffee for me? But he does a phenomenal job for us in our Arcola area. Got a lot of dealers underneath of him. Really does a great job for us. So we really appreciate him for everything he does. And he's actually able to bring one of his top dealers with him, John Helmuth. And so, John, if we get a round of applause for LV, please. And then John, if you would, come on up. John, if you wouldn't mind coming up. We're doing every year we try to pick an award for excellence, and I think John has exceeded that every year. He steps up and proceeds to buy more DAC than we ever thought. They have a feed mill right there outside of Arcola. He mixes in a lot of the DAC products direct into his feeds and sells a whole feed with DAC in it, and we're seeing tremendous results with it, and John is constantly calling us. His brother works there with him. They're calling 24/7 to learn. They're always eager to learn the winning edge of why we do each thing in our products, and it's really paid off. So let's give John a round of applause, please. Then we're going to go into our top three in each territory. Go with Trapper. Top territory in Trappers is Yoder Blacksmith, who's also our top 10 dealer. If you wouldn't mind, Trapper, you can roll around and give those. So Yoder Blacksmith, again, I talked on them. Do a phenomenal job for us. We thank them very, very much for everything they do. They are the top dealer in Ohio and West Virginia's territory. And we'll hold our applause till we get through the end of these ones. Runner-up, Hillside Harness. It shows, obviously, in the territory, but let alone the territory being in the top 10 overall in the company. Those are big numbers and those speak volume. So we thank them very, very much, Hillside Harness being runner-up. In third place, again, Mullet's Harness Shop. right there again as well. All three of those guys sit together over there. I'm not sure. I think that might be the minds meeting and ideas taking flight. They're probably all bouncing ideas off of each other as the day goes. What can they do different to maybe see Mullets bounce to number 1, number 2, Hillside take down number 1? I'm not sure. But we appreciate that whole group over there a lot, along with everybody else. But thank you guys very much for everything. We give those guys a round of applause for the top 3. Next, we go to Andy Ellsworth's territory. You guys can all see the states that he covers a big area for us. Number 1, Homer Sleighball in Dalton, Wisconsin, obviously right there in the top 10 in our dealers. Does a phenomenal job for us. Again, been there for 30 years, and that's pretty crazy to see that. Second place in his territory, Tammy Harms-Myers. It's Tammy Harms-Myers' name on there. I don't know, does Dan ever get any appreciation on it a little bit? Or is he just the driver? He's just the driver, I think. But we appreciate them very, very much. It shows, again, being in the top. They come every year to DAC Days. They come hang out on Thursday night. They come hang out with us tonight after we're done. And I push everybody to come hang out tonight after this is over. In third place is Dan Hirschberger out of Loyal, Wisconsin, that wasn't able to be with us here today. We appreciate them. So let's give those top 3 a round of applause. Next, we'll go to Tiffany Schoaf, covers the Southeast, you could say. Her top dealer is Janet Horn. Janet, at one point, was in our top 10 in our dealers, went through some health trouble, and is really making the climb back and doing a phenomenal job for us. So we really appreciate Janet. Lives just outside of Ocala, Florida, down there, doing a great job for us. Obviously wasn't able to make it, though. So we really appreciate Janet Horn being a top in Tiffany's territory. Runner-up is T&T Distributors out of Ocala, Florida. I feel weekly, just last week we sent them 36 5-gallon buckets of oil. Their top sellers got to be the oil for us. They do a great job for us. We got an end cap in their store a lot of times, and it really shows when they put that product out front. It just, people walk in and grab it, and they'll say the same thing. They're not out there selling it. It's brand recognition, and Tiffany being there all the time for them and helping questions that they might have, though, has really set them up to succeed in the Florida area. So second place is T&T Distributors. And third place is Yoder Blacksmith, Joe Yoder out of Randolph, Mississippi. I actually called on Joe when I was a territory manager. Joe was here a couple years ago. Was planning on coming this year, but his son got sick and he wasn't able to make it. So we really appreciate those top 3, though, in Tiffany and Tiffany's territory work that she puts on. So let's give them a round of applause. Next, we go to Katie McGrain. First place in her territory is Nicole Varie. Again, one in the top 10 overall in a company, does a phenomenal job, sets those booths up all over the place, has a great looking booth. If any of you guys have any questions on setting up a booth, Nicole, Tammy, multiple others you guys in here have done some booths throughout the United States and done a great job. So I really challenge you guys to pick their brain on that. Second place is Byler's Harness and Shoe Shop in Spicksburg, Pennsylvania. We thank you guys very, very much for everything. Able to attend today, been to many DAC Days, doing a great job. And then third place is Preferred Solutions. Justin Russell does a great job for us. Comes to DAC Days every year, always eager to learn. Called me the other day and asked, how many of the hair care line, how many's on a pallet? I think I'm going to go just start buying by the pallet. And I'm like, hey, whatever you want to do, Justin, we'll take care of you. So we love to hear that. But to go from buying in small increments to now buying it by the pallet, 4 drums of oil, it shows. And he's at DAC Days every year, so we really appreciate it. Thanks, Justin. Let's give a round of applause for top 3. Next, we go to Dave Backman. Excuse me. First place, Willis Graber. He's in the top 10, not able to make it today. There's a horse sale going on in Indiana. He told me, I can't be there, but like I said, I would venture to say Willis could show up today. It wouldn't surprise me. So first place in Dave's territory is Willis Graber, and we thank him very much. Second place, Rompin Place Stables, Dennis. Again, in the top 10 overall as a company, second in the territory. That's a great area that Dennis is in the Shipshewana area. I know a lot of you probably passed through there. So thank you very much, Dennis. Third place, Cub Run Milling. This was an account that I got to call on. I believe Lester Ray is here somewhere. Lester Ray, right over here, Dave. Right there. Lester Ray and his father, Dan Miller, used to own Cub Run. Lester and his father bought Cub Run Milling 5 years ago now. and I was able to take care of them. We had a lot of fun. They do a great meeting. Last year we went out and they cooked steaks for everybody, and it was a lot of fun. Get to have steak at a DAC meeting. They did an open house and did steaks, and we had a lot of fun there. And Lester Ray, though, comes to DAC days every year, constantly eager to learn, calling me, calling Dave, and learning of what can you do different. They mix in a good bit of DAC at their feed mill, though, into some feeds, and does a great job for them. So thank you very much for the top three there. Let's give them a round of applause. Next, we go to Doug Landon. His top territory dealer is James Gonzalez out of Las Vegas, New Mexico. James is a quarter horse race trainer out of Las Vegas, New Mexico. Got horses into Texas all the time, all over Albuquerque, New Mexico. They're constantly growing. We've looked back at their report, and they're 60 head of horses here, 80 head of horses here, 90 head of horses here, and it's crazy to see all those horses being on DAC. They've won the All-American race out in Ruidoso, New Mexico a couple times, being on DAC, and so we really appreciate James Gonzalez out in Las Vegas, New Mexico. Second place, Chapel Horse Sales out of Gordonville, Texas. I think what's kind of cool about them is that number that they have to be in second place is probably 90% lick tubs. That's really cool. It's about every other week we're sending four or five pallets of lick tubs to Gordonville, Texas. It's actually enough lick tubs that Doug is selling out in that area that we've looked at getting a manufacturer out there to manufacture lick tubs just because of shipping costs. So that number that they have there to see them coming in second is about 90% lick tubs. So we really appreciate them. And third place is Jade Favre. Jade has been with us now for a few years, done a great job constantly on social media, posting things, and always talking positive about DAC. So let's give those top three a round of applause, please. And next, we're going to hit our $1 million territory managers. I talked about we hit that 10 million last year, and it wouldn't be possible without this group right here and you guys all being here. Obviously, Andy, Dave, Katie, Trapper, I appreciate every one of you very, very much, everything you've done. I know that there's the others of you now are on a roll to hit that mark, and that is a goal set for all of us to reach that mark. And again, I thank you guys very, very much. Let's give everybody a round of applause and the sales staff there. Next, we'll go into our top territory manager. How many years running is this, Andy? 8. I think it's 8 years running as a top territory manager. Before then, he bounced back and forth, got close, never got there. He told me last night, he goes, "You remember when you told me if I hit 3 million in sales, you'd take me bear hunting?" I'm like, "Let's go, Andy. If you hit 3 million, I said, we'll go bear hunting." So he's got a big goal set. But one thing about Andy is he never sets that goal too big. He sets it high, but he breaks it down per year or per month, per week, per day, even down to the minute of how much DAC he needs to sell to hit that goal to make it obtainable. And he's challenged a lot of our other staff. A lot of our other staff has done the same thing. And there's a reason, though, that Andy has made it that far. And I was looking back at this thing. I think it was 98,000 or something the first year you worked for DAC, you sold. And now over $2 million in sales with an 8% increase, which is phenomenal. And a lot of his customers are here. He does DAC days out in his area. We can't thank Andy enough. So let's give Andy a round of applause. And next we go to Dave Backman, our Rising Star. Every year we pick a Rising Star award that is done for the territory manager that shows the most growth. And I really was impressed last year with Dave to hit the Rising Star Award, because anytime you go into a new territory or you have change, it's not easy. It becomes a challenge to meet everybody, know the territory, understand how everybody orders, does their process. And Dave did a great job, and I always was challenging Dave every time we talked on the phone to, "Dave, you got to get on the road. You got to go meet your customers. You got to go see them." And Dave did a phenomenal job at doing that. So the Rising Star Award is somebody that shows the most growth in a year in their territory. And Dave was able to surpass that. And like I said, I never thought it would be possible for somebody new taking a territory. And Dave knocked my socks off, did a great job at that. And so let's give Dave a round of applause on that. And with that being said, this year is off to a crazy race. I know Doug won the Rising Star many times, and he was mad he didn't win it last year. So he's off to it. Dave's off to it again. Tiffany is on a roll, though. I don't know if these two guys can catch her. So they better step up their game a little bit and get after it. But again, all I want to do is thank our territory managers. We wouldn't be here, and we had the meeting yesterday in our office. We're a big chain, from our warehouse to the shipping department to our customers to our territory managers to myself to the office, and we don't want to ever let one of those links get broken. So if you guys ever have any trouble, get a hold of these guys, get a hold of myself, the office, and we're always here to take care of you in any way we possibly can. So let's give everybody one more big round of applause for being here and doing that. So with that being said, we are going to, I believe, go into a quick break here. We're done with awards, and my idea with that was, let's put 24 behind us again, and let's focus on the future here of what Dak can do and what all of us together can do going into 2025 here. So we're going to go for a quick break, and then I will open us back up for our first keynote speaker, who we are very excited for. And I think all of you guys will really appreciate what her topic is. So going into a quick break, grab some more breakfast, coffee, anything you might need, and we'll be back here in about 15 minutes.